U Thant had been acting Secretary General of the UN for about 9 months when Soviet leader Nikita Khrushchev invited him to lunch at his dacha on the Black Sea. Just as they're about to finish the meal, Khrushchev proposes to U Thant, "Hey, let's go for a swim."
It must have been a really warm, humid day.
U Thant reluctantly agrees. And you can imagine both men just bopping around in the Black Sea. But at that moment, there was something U Thant didn't know.
Nearly the entire Soviet nuclear arsenal was shipped off in disguise to put missiles in Cuba.
But these missiles didn't stay secret for very long.
Good evening, my fellow citizens.
U Thant and his aides got together in his office at the UN to watch US President John F. Kennedy announce a sea blockade of Cuba.
A strict quarantine on all offensive military equipment under shipment to Cuba is being initiated.
U Thant realized that he needed to step up.
This was his job as UN Secretary General, to prevent World War III.
Mr. President.
2 days later, the Security Council met. The room was packed. One by one, representatives made their case. And then it was U Thant's turn.
If today the United Nations should prove itself ineffective, it may have proved itself so for all time.
He said, this is it. This is the moment where the UN's going to have to prove itself, or we're not going to have a world in a few days' time.
Over the next 48 hours, U Thant brokered a freeze between the superpowers. Next, he knew he needed to talk to Fidel Castro, so he flew to Cuba to negotiate.
It was much better and politically easier to say yes to a UN Secretary General who was genuinely non-aligned and neutral than it was to cave in to the other side.
Today, with tensions building around the world, Thant Minh U argues that the next Secretary General needs to get back into the business of preventing another world war.
And that may mean that the Secretary General doesn't do a lot of other things,